You know when you have a really, really bad idea and you have that voice in your head that says, no, Weston, you shouldn't do that. But then you follow it anyway? Well, you know what happens when you do that? You end up with a Cummins swapped Rolls-Royce Phantom. I'm not joking, this ain't CGI and this ain't AI. We Cummins swapped a Rolls-Royce freaking Phantom. For the last 3 months, we've been doing nothing besides working on this Rolls-Royce. And it is a running and driving Cummins swapped Rolls-Royce. And today, we're gonna show you exactly how we did it in one video. But before we do that, I gotta show you guys the new giveaway truck. Guys, we are giving away this top of the line truck and $10,000 cash to one of you guys. And for the first week of this giveaway, we are doing 20 times entries.
Dirty like a fool fight. You been working all day, loaded up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. What tell her? 1 year, now I'm not done yet. Told her wait right here. I'll be back 1 sec. This is just time out. This is not no way. Go and grab that friend, and you know what's next. Stay.
This is a 2023 GMC AT4X that has a completely loaded interior, diff locks front and rear, and a 6.2 liter V8. This is the perfect daily driver truck while also able to go off-road and have a good time. And before one of you guys gets it, it's going to get even better. Because this truck is going to get a Whipple supercharger that gives it 600 horsepower, and the upgrades won't stop there. To get entered to win this truck, go to westenlikeCake.com. Every $1 you spend gets you 1 entry to try to win this truck. And for the first week, we're doing 20 times entries. For the last few months, we've been completely overhauling the entire lineup on the website. So we've got socks, we've got keychains, we've got hats, hoodies, wallets, t-shirts, and we want to make sure that we're making quality stuff that you guys enjoy, because we're not trying to sell you guys junk. We want to sell you guys stuff that you guys like, you guys enjoy, and you guys want. So we got a lot of really cool plans for this truck, and I'm really excited to give it to one of you guys. So make sure you go to westenlikeCake.com, get you some entries to win this truck, and let's get back into the video. So guys, we've gotten a mysterious delivery at the shop today. Think they could fit a big block in this thing? Think they could fit a big block in this thing? Doesn't feel very big block. Ooh, look at that. So guys, in case you're wondering where to get your parts for a Rolls Royce, China is the answer. We are going to rip this V12 out of here and we're gonna come and swap this Rolls Royce. Because for one, it's gonna be so cool. For two, because we can call it like roll smoke. Currently, if you're wondering on all the things we have to fix on the Rolls Royce, well, the engine doesn't work, the suspension doesn't work. We still haven't figured out how we're gonna make all the power go from the Cummins engine that we're gonna put into it back to the rear end, because the rear end has a really weird yoke on it. We need to find a transmission that we're going to use. Basically, we have a bunch of stuff that we got to figure out how to make work with this thing. But once we figure out all that stuff, we're going to be flying. We have the air shock now, and the other thing that we have for this Rolls Royce is we now officially have the motor. In the last episode, we pulled the Rolls Royce in, we realized all the things that were damaged about it, and then we had the issue, and it was a very, very small issue, that the motor inside the Rolls Royce is pretty much toast. But anyway, you might be wondering, to come and swap a Rolls Royce, first thing you need, a Cummins. I want to introduce you to a big box. And now this big box is from Next Gen Parts Place, right? And right after the Rolls Royce video went live, he reached out to me and he said, hey dude, I love the Rolls Royce, I love what you're doing, and we want to help you guys out with a 5.9 liter Cummins motor. Let me see this.
No, there's a wire harness in there. No. Terrible history.
I have never hit a wiring harness with a Sawzall this week. Oh ho ho! Hello, sweet pea, how do you look? Look at that. In case you don't know, that's a 5.9 liter Cummins motor, right? This was pulled out of a wrecked truck, but it was running and the engine sounded pretty good. I seen a video of the motor running before we got it. Might look like a tractor engine, but it's really a Rolls Royce engine. Rolls Royce, if you're watching, we know you guys made a good car, but you guys did up in one department, and that's the engine. The engine's just junk. What we're doing is we're making Rolls Royces better here. We're making Rolls Royces reliable. If you're looking for any parts, by the way, make sure you check out the guys that we got this motor from. They were super awesome, helped us pick this thing up. While it is a junkyard motor, it's the perfect motor for us. This 6.7 liter V12 that's in this thing, blown up, going goodbye. The Cummins is right there. Now all we gotta do is we gotta get the V12 out, and then we can start sending the Cummins in there and see how good the Cummins is gonna fit. How good's it gonna fit? I have no idea, but there's one way to find out. We've been working on the Rolls Royce for about 2 hours now, and we have gotten 3 things out of it. Hold on, there you go. Ta-da! Look how much room once we unbolt this bad girl we're gonna have. Well, here's the good news. The wiring's undone. Most of the cooling system's unhooked. Still have to unhook exhaust, transmission, torque converter bolts, motor mount bolts, and then this thing should come out of here. Bye, engine. I'll see you on the bottom side. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach 5 million subs in 2025, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. What do you think the likelihood is it just comes right apart without any issues?
Issues.
Any issues?
35%.
35? That's pretty good. I've got a percentage too that I think, but I don't think it's 35. Just remember, if something happens to me, delete my browser history. Ooh, that was a little scary for a minute, but she is officially out. I think there's something at the back here, like where the transmission's at. God damn, I'm right. Guys, for those of you that's wondering, of course I'm not getting ready to chop something in half.
What?
Oh, that made a mess.
Yeah.
Well, here's the good news. I'm pretty sure that was the only thing holding us up from the motor coming all the way out of the Rolls Royce now. Dude, hell yeah, we got her out. Look at all this room for a Cummins. Actually, to be honest, that went way easier than I thought it would. Guys, now that we got the engine out of here, we can do the fun thing. We can move this out of the way, and then we can slide the Cummins over and set the car down and be like, boom, it's Cummins swapped. It'll still be sitting on a pallet, but it'll still be funny. And also to give us a great idea if, for one, the entire engine combo is gonna fit in the hole, which I think it will. I think we'll have plenty of room for everything we wanna do, but there's really only one way to find out. Let's get this engine out of the way. Guys, so here's the thing. You might be wondering, what exactly are we gonna do with the Rolls Royce motor now? Well, this is a 6.7 liter V12 Rolls Royce motor. They're kind of rare. They're pretty interesting to look at. So, I wanna introduce you to our new coffee table. I've actually seen one of these Rolls Royce coffee tables for sale before, and they are $70,000.
And it's sold.
Yeah, I know, and it's sold. Someone bought it. Long story short, he's gonna work on tearing this down, but now we can finally drop down the Rolls Royce and see how the Cummins looks in it. You know, if we can fit the factory fan in this back grill, we're gonna be golden. Keep going, I don't hear any crunches yet.
Looks like we're gonna need to move the pallet over towards the driver passenger side a little bit.
Is that far enough? Ooh! Ooh! That's probably at least $55,000 right there. All right, yeah, drop it down and see how it fits. So guys, as of right now, we need to move the motor forward a little bit because it's too far back underneath the back of the car. But it looks like it's gonna slide right in. And then from there, we can start figuring out how to build motor mounts and a K-member and everything else. If we could do it while also keeping the mechanical fan on the front of the Cummins, we'd be rocking and rolling. You have to have a fan on pretty much every radiator because as soon as you stop moving, it stops moving air through the radiator, so you need some way to pull air through the radiator. Well, you can use an electric fan, but you will never get an electric fan that'll pull more air than that mechanical fan right there because it's belt driven right off the front of the engine. And considering it's belt driven right off the front of the engine, if we're using this thing to actually tow a trailer, that fan has a better chance of keeping it cool than an electric fan does. All right, go ahead and give her a little smidge back. It looks like that should fit. Holy shit, that looks like that should fit real well. Oh, dude, it was meant to be! That's golden. That's good.
You can actually work on it.
That's actually really good. So how high is the car right there? Is that ride height? That's a little bit higher than ride height. But we've still got a lot of room underneath the motor there from the ground. I really want to try to keep the factory fan if we can. Last time I come and swap something, I did to a Mustang. In a Mustang, if you don't know this, there's a very, very limited amount of room. But this looks like we got room. We can work on it. We could probably put a hood on it. There's a lot of things going good for us here. I can see it blowing smoke now. I don't know where it's gonna blow smoke from yet, but I can see it blowing smoke. Motor does fit in the engine bay quite nicely, actually. So all we're gonna do now is we're gonna raise the Rolls Royce back up. We're gonna take the K-member that's over there, put it back in the car, and then we're gonna take a chain and set the motor in the top and see once we have the suspension back underneath the rolls, if it's actually gonna line up and work how we want it to. I think it's going to. Fingers crossed.
What?
About this motor. I accidentally talked to the guys from Power Driven, and they want us to yank this out and send it to them, and they're gonna upgrade it with a 6.7 block, 6.7 crank, new rods, new pistons, new bearings. So we're accidentally gonna go from this motor to they're gonna rebuild it and upgrade it to a 1500 horsepower capable 6.7, because that's obviously what the Rolls-Royce needs. Now the good news is we can use this motor to build motor mounts, mock it all up, get it all done, and then after that, we're gonna yank it out, send it to them, they're gonna upgrade it to a 6.7, send it back, and then we can throw big fuel injectors at it, big turbos at it, and make big horsepower.
Okay, this is our parts of our motor mount for the Cummins and the Rolls-Royce. We just cut them up. It's gonna go to the side of the block like that, and these will go on the plate that's in the car. They'll be able to go up or down with the engine, and yeah, that's that. It's metal.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's where we're at. As you can tell, there's a Rolls-Royce sitting here with no Cummins. And right over there is a Cummins with no Rolls-Royce. So we're getting ready to marry him. This is an exciting moment because this might be the first time she actually is mounted to the Rolls. Up, 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 up. Stop, 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 stop. Come on in. Straighten it up and just come straight forward. Hold on. I'm inside my tape. I'm like perfect on my tape right there. Go down just a smidge more, Rowan. One more. Whoa. It's in there. It's not bolted down or welded down or anything, but it's in there. The power steering fits. Is the AC compressor still on it? Yep. Oh, we're gonna have air conditioning in this rig. There she is. So guys, in case you were wondering, that's what a Rolls-Royce with a Cummins inside of it looks like. It's not fully welded out, but the motor mounts are in it, they're tacked up, and it's sitting there looking pretty. So what we're gonna do now is I think we're gonna put it up in the air, throw the adapter plate on it, bolt the transmission to it, and see how good the transmission lines up.
The transmission mount. This will bolt to the body of the car, and then these two bolts go to the bottom of the transmission, and we'll hold it up. And once we get this in, the motor and transmission will be ready to stay in the car forever until we send it to Power Driven, kind of thing. Now we can kick the trans jack out. We can do transmission cooler lines, radiator hoses. We do everything. Drive shaft.
Guys, here's the thing, right? It's been a couple days since we've got back on the Rolls-Royce because we were waiting for parts. And we also need a harness for the ECM because we're doing a standalone ECM harness kit and stuff. But the guys from DCS, Diesel Conversion Specialist, sent us out a harness for it, so we have all that. And guys, I gotta give a big shout out to DCS. You might not know this or not, but the first ever person that helped us out on a build was DCS like 5 years ago on the Cummins. They sent me a wiring harness kit and a bell housing bolt pattern. So they were the first ever sponsor on the channel. So that brings us down to the Rolls. The motor's in it, the transmission's in it. We are gonna make this way, way nicer in the future. We're gonna put a built transmission in it. We're gonna put bigger injectors in it. We're gonna put a bigger crank in it and actually make it a 6.7. A lot of things like that. But at the current moment, our only objective is to get it freaking started, because then we've proved that it works and then we can start adding power to it. And also the guys from Airlift are sending us out, are we getting a dual pump?
Yeah, the ALP4 is what it's called, but it's the latest and greatest air management ride kit you can get.
Also, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm pretty sure this has a controller where we can just stand back, hit it, and drop the Rolls right down on the ground. So we can slam it, or we can hit the button, go back up, and drive it down the highway. Before we get started on all the mechanical stuff on the Rolls-Royce, there's one well, actually there's four very important things that we need. And that is wheels and tires for the Rolls, because when we got it, 3 of the tires were flat and then the other one had a bent wheel. So we need a new set of tires and wheels. Now guys, that's the perfect opportunity because we are sponsored by Fitment Industries, which means they have all kinds of awesome tires and wheels ready for the Rolls-Royce. But we got on there last night and realized there's so many options. Me and Garrett couldn't decide on one. I know, I'm trying to like, do you want black? Do you want
chrome? What do you want?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call Fitment Industries and we're gonna say, we have a 2010 Rolls-Royce Phantom, send us a set of wheels.
And that's gonna be a surprise. So when we open it, we'll generally not know what exactly they're gonna send us.
We won't know until they're bolted on the car what we got. But once we get them, we'll know. Okay, so I need something. You see this? See this Rolls-Royce right back here? I need a set of tires and wheels for it.
Okay.
So, and I don't want to know what they are. I just want you to pick out a set of tires and wheels and ship them.
Anything I want.
Anything you want, just send it our way and we're gonna bolt it on there. Whatever you think looks the best.
We just gotta get the roll styling, dude. It's gotta look good.
All right, cool. Yeah, I can figure this out.
All right, perfect. Sounds good, dude. You know what that means? We're gonna have some new wheels for the Rolls-Royce.
Dude, and if you could tell, it could definitely use some right now.
Use some, but don't have anything on it. Is this the airlift kit?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that looks badass. In case you didn't know, the Rolls-Royce sits on an entire air suspension all the way around it. So we got a hold of the guys over at Airlift, and we actually use Airlift airbags on the front of the smokestack. We have since I built it like 3 or 4 years ago, and they've worked fantastic. This is an entire Airlift management kit, which means I'm pretty sure that this sits inside and I can just set different settings and I can literally throw it down on the ground, I can air it up, I can make it 2-wheel, whatever I want to do. And after we get a bunch of the engine stuff done, we probably need to, actually, are you gonna mount this?
Yeah, he's working on the fuel tank. We're gonna get the fuel tank and the lift pump all put in it, and then he can put that new air pump kit in the back.
This here's the fuel tank, the factory fuel tank from the Rolls-Royce, and they've got a draw straw in it, which is basically just a really long straw that goes down into it. Basically, this sits inside the fuel tank like that, and it's able to pull fuel all the way from the bottom of the fuel tank, which means we can just take and hook this up to this Air Dog fuel pump he's holding right here. It's gonna give the motor plenty of fuel for everything we wanna do. So we're gonna have an Air Dog, we're gonna have Airlift suspension, we're gonna have a 5.9 liter, we're gonna have a power-driven diesel turbo on it. This thing's gonna get down. You ever seen 2 rednecks drill into a $500,000 Rolls Royce? You have now.
Don't worry, it's just the frame.
In case you're wondering what the holes are gonna drill for, this right here is our air to water intercooler, and it should set right about there. We're gonna come straight up out the turbo, right over, right in, and then straight across the front, and then right into the motor, which means we're gonna have an intercooler system almost finished. Well guys, in case you're wondering where we're at on the Rolls-Royce right at the moment, right? The fuel tank is now in it, and Chris is currently building a plate that's gonna cover the fuel tank that's gonna hold all the Airlift suspension stuff we got for it, and I mean, we got some beautiful, beautiful stuff from Airlift. So, right over here, it's not done yet, but this is what our Airlift system's looking like. This plate is gonna mount vertically in the trunk like this. While he's working on the air suspension, fuel tank's in it, we need to work on wiring and just a bunch of random stuff. We'll find a thing and start working on it. The Rolls-Royce is looking pretty good. It's not nowhere near done, but it's looking good. Got 1 fuel line ran, it needs more fuel lines than that. Still got some power wires to run. Still got all the electrical to figure out. We still have to drop the transmission back out, put a flex plate and a rear main seal on it. What are you gasping about over here?
The price of these wheels.
They're not that much, they're stock wheels. How much are they?
$6,000 a wheel.
No way. That's something, is that the same wheel?
Yeah, that's the same wheel.
Guys, by the way, we have a set of Rolls-Royce wheels previously used, but in really good shape, for sale right now, $5,000 a piece. So whoever wants to come buy 4 Rolls-Royce wheels, you can come give me $20,000. Actually, if you buy all 4, I'll give them to you for $15,000. Guys, what we're doing right now is we're waiting on parts for the Rolls-Royce to get here. So while we're waiting on parts for the Rolls-Royce to get here, we are gonna put the Whipple on the AT4. Guys, you've probably seen the ad in the beginning of the episode, but this right here is our 2023 AT4X that we're gonna give away to one of you guys. It's currently stock, it's a 6.2 liter V8. Realistically, I just wanna build the coolest daily driver truck, the coolest practical truck. And we bought this thing like a month ago and I've been driving it around and it's absolutely fantastic to drive. But the only thing it needs is a little bit more power.
I ain't about wasting no time, and it's 247 on a full-time grind. Whoa, better make up your mind, put it all on the line, I'm staying on mine.
You know what's crazy about this, right? Is this whole kit comes with every single thing, including an entire instruction manual. That way, if you don't even know what you're doing that well, you could still bolt this on. I'm saying basically an idiot could bolt this thing on and make power with it. I'll tell you one thing. I sure am good at taking junk apart. Now putting it back together, I'm not so sure about, but taking it apart, I've got down pretty good. Since this Whipple has a condenser for the supercharger to keep the intercooler cool and all that stuff as well, I went ahead and pulled the grill out of it. Grill's out, the shutters are out, all the plastic pieces are off, I got the air box off, and now all I gotta do is I gotta pull the intake, and then I should be able to bolt the bottom half of the supercharger down to the engine and try to lift the supercharger in there and set it down on top of it. All right, guys, so we've got the intake off the 6.2 liter. She's completely tore apart. Now it's finally time for it to start going back together. So I unbolted the supercharger from the lower intake, put the gaskets in there, and now all I gotta do, flip this over and bolt this down to the engine and then bolt the supercharger to the top of it. That went way easier than I thought it would. All right, here, I'm gonna set up here. You wanna hand me the supercharger over the side? Voila, installed. And ba-dump. Oh, dude, that looks badass. That looks good. Hold on, I need a picture for Snapchat. Guys, by the way, in case you don't know this, I also have a Snapchat as well. So if you want to follow me on Snapchat, it's Westen GW on Snapchat. Add me there. I take pictures of what we're doing every day and just post it on Snapchat. Guys, by the way, I don't know if I've said this or not, but Whipple superchargers are some of the most sexy superchargers you'll ever see on top of a motor. Just look at it. It just looks like it added 500 horsepower. You know, the thing is, right? We wanted to give away a cool truck, and this is the coolest GMC truck you can go out and buy. This is basically the GMC equivalent of a Raptor. But the issue with that, right, is it doesn't have a supercharged V8 in it like the Raptor R or the TRX does. Now it does. Look at this. Dude, that looks freaking nice. And it goes back over to the factory airbox and everything. Actually, you know what's funny? This truck, completely stock, beat Gary's in a race.
On my bad motor.
Oh, on my bad motor. You were talking about, damn, this thing runs good. This sub runs so damn good right now.
Is this take shots at Gary Day?
Yeah. Gary, yeah, because you walk in, you're like, my damn Duramax runs so good.
I didn't even say nothing.
Guys, long story short, the Whipple is bolted on, and according to ChatGPT and according to what we looked up, this thing should make anywhere from 7 to 9 pounds of boost and should take this thing to about 650 horsepower. But we're gonna get this thing bolted on, and then we're gonna be out here ripping in this thing.
I think this is our first Whipple we've ever had.
It is our first Whipple.
I've always wanted a Whipple. We're gonna have a, well, we have a Whipple for a temporary amount of time.
Problem with this, guys, whenever it comes down to actually giving this thing to one of you guys, Garrett's gonna cry and say, no!
Hopefully you guys want to take the cash option instead of the truck, because I wouldn't mind if we kept the truck. This is like the most comfy truck I've ever driven. Just like you get in it every day. It's just the nicest truck ever.
Does this have the massaging seats?
It's got the massaging seats.
Guys, you don't want to win this truck. You just want to take the cash option and leave the truck. This thing's junk. Who would want a black truck? All right, guys, so we got the AT4 all wrapped up. We got the whole entire Whipple kit put on it, and I just loaded the tune from Whipple into the truck. So this is the first official startup with her tuned. Let's see how she runs. All right, so I don't need to, but since I've already got my laptop out and open and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the data logging, and we're gonna take the AT4 for its first official drive. Dude, I'm so excited to see how this thing rips. I'm actually kind of curious. I wonder how much boost it makes.
You know it's getting real serious when a redneck's got his laptop out driving down the road. Oh my God, oh, dude, it's popping a freaking wheelie. Oh my God, dude, this thing gets it.
Now the good news is I've got the tune. I could do a little fiddling with it, raise it.
You know, I think that everyone at home would prefer you not to fiddle too much. I think you just, like, you fiddled a little bit already, not too much fiddling.
God dang. It's so effortless.
Yeah, I know, it's just like, it's undramatic. You're actually trying to make it dramatic by getting it out there, but it just goes. Guys, Whipple sent us the tune for this thing, but I have not changed a single thing on the tune. I'm just looking at it to see if it's good. And what I'm telling you is, it runs beautifully. It's perfect. And all the air-fuel ratios are perfect. The boost is perfect. Everything is exactly where I would want it to be. Here's the thing, right? I'm just thinking out loud here when I say this. Now that the AT4 is supercharged, should we see if it'll break the tires loose?
Well, I mean, the people at home really want to know if it could do a burnout, I'm sure. I mean, you know, honestly, I don't even think it could do a burnout, to be honest with you.
Garrett, it does burnouts.
Yeah. I think it does. You know, actually, the more I'm thinking about this, is a good excuse to put some new tires and wheels on it now. I'm thinking about it. But that's for next time. Guys, if you want to try to win this truck, go to westoniceCake.com. Every dollar you spend equals 1 entry. And we got a whole new lineup of merchandise on the website that you guys are going to love. A lot of the accessories are already sold out. There's still some of the cool accessories left. So if you want those, try to go get them right away. We probably better get back to working on the Rolls Royce. Are you sure we have to cut the radiator support out?
Just a little bit.
You know what? I trust you so much, Wade. I'm going to let you do it. But I will watch.
All I need to cut is I'm gonna cut straight up with this because this already fits in between there. But
Yeah, see, that's nice.
I need the cap to be able to be accessible. So I'm gonna cut up to this line right here.
Two rednecks are getting ready to chop up a Rolls Royces also. That's what we're hearing right now. All right, get to chopping. I'll watch. I'll supervise. Well, guys, the Rolls is coming along nicely. He's currently chopping up the whole front end of it. Last night, I got the fuse box mounted for this thing. There's still a bunch of wiring that needs to be done. But, you know what they call me? They call me Wiring Weston. Because I don't know how to wire, but I'll twist some together and make this thing run. The smokestang loves to party. And the smokestang loves to party so much that the starter got crazy with the flywheel, and the flywheel and the starter got in a fight. Next thing you know, the flywheel lost, the starter won. Now the car won't start because all the gears are gone off the flywheel. But the transmission's fine. This transmission's been holding 1,200 horsepower going through it to that rear end. And we're gonna pull it out and we're gonna stick it in the Rolls Royce because we got a new transmission coming from power driven diesel, and the Rolls Royce needs a transmission today. As much as I really wanted to see if the Facebook Marketplace transmission worked, we really got to make sure this thing runs and drives. Wade's got to put the rear main seal on it, and then once we put the rear main seal on and the flex plate on it, we can actually stuff the right transmission that's going to stay in this car in it. First things first, we got to get this one out of the way. Guys, I want to introduce you to our new air-to-water intercooler, which is already plumbed and everything. That goes right there, and we've got all the piping and stuff for that done, which goes up here to this nice air-to-water condenser. And the radiator's over there getting welded on at the moment. There's a transmission cooler in here. There's an intercooler pump. Turbo's mounted. Wiring is mostly done. And honestly, right, I did about 50% of the wiring on this car, so if it catches fire, Rylan did it. But if it works perfectly, I did it. And also, Wade's working on the fuel tank in the trunk because it still had gas in it. And I don't know if you know this or not, this motor runs off diesel. He's got some fuel lines to go to. Chris is working on the air suspension. The wiring still needs tidied up. We still need to get the cooling system back in it. Let me say, at this point in the Rolls Royce, there is more things to do than we want to talk about. But there's not a but. Anyway, we better get back to work. Guys, I don't know if we have good news or bad news about the Rolls Royce, but one of the guys just came in and said, you need to grab a camera and get out here right now because there's something wrong with the car. And I'm like, well, there was something wrong with the car to begin with. The motor is blown up, but apparently there's something that we didn't know about that's wrong with it. You said there was something wrong, we need to film something.
Yeah, front strut one.
On the left?
Yeah.
Won't hold air at all?
Yeah.
Well guys, you know what that means? That means we're probably not driving the Rolls Royce.
From this side, you can see where it's blown out, but see that hole right here?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yep. Well, that's well, guys, we thought we were going to be driving the Rolls Royce, but the good news is we haven't even got it started yet. So I think the biggest thing is we're not going to drive it because that strut's there blown out, so we need to get a new one of those. But at least if we can get it started and running, I'll feel good about it. If it idles, I'll feel happy. About getting time for good stuff to happen. So, guys, stayed here last night, got a couple more things done on the Rolls Royce, and she's so close. We got to put diesel in it, we got to take and put transmission fluid, oil in it, coolant, and once we get all the fluids done and all that, we can go ahead and fire up the pumps, we can fire up the intercooler, we can fire up the fuel pump, and see if we got any leaks. So first things first, let's get some fluids put in this thing, see if we got any leaks out of it. Run into a little snafu here, right? So the go pedal, this pedal right here, this is the most important pedal of the whole car, right? Well, we just went and robbed this out of another truck and we don't actually have the right gas pedal. So I think we can start it still. I just don't think we're gonna be able to run the gas. At least we can start it up and let it idle and see how good she runs. Or if she will start, we'll see. Before we start this car, I think there's something we need to show everyone. And that would be the new Rolls Royce hoodie. Whoa, bang! That is badass. So guys, in case you're wondering, we got a new Rolls Royce hoodie and shirt on the website. So we are currently doing the launch of our giveaway when we're giving away that supercharged AT4X, and the Rolls Royce design is currently live on the website. So make sure you go to westenlxk.com, get entered to win this AT4X that we're giving away. All right, I think it's about time. Let's fire up the Rolls Royce. We haven't got this mounted yet, but this is how the whole car is gonna run. So if I hook this up right now, this should light up. Oh, dude. Well, here's the good news, guys. We've got power to the car right now. Look, the thing's lit up and nothing's caught on fire yet, which is fantastic. I'm kind of nervous.
You're gonna fire it up.
I think it'll crank for a minute, but then I think it will start. Guys, here we go. Well, hey, the starter works. That's nice. That's cool. Here, you want to grab, we'll give it a little sniff of ether just to get her to fire off. I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited.
That's the grill, man.
I know. I'm sorry. Honestly, I'm so happy with the way this has come out. The guys have absolutely crushed it. And a lot of this is honestly probably some of the best work we've ever done. That was not good. So guys, what we're trying to figure out right now is since the pedal's unhooked, there's two options. Either it's gonna fire up and idle, or it's gonna fire up and go to full throttle because it thinks the pedal's all the way down. We're hoping it's the idle one. Hey, is all of our battery back there hooked up right? Give something a wiggle. I'm losing power as soon as I hit the start button. I'm losing power. Well, guys, here's the thing. She's not starting right away, which makes me think maybe it does need the pedal plugged in for it to run. And we don't know if it needs the pedal plugged in or not, but the pedal's gonna be here first thing in the morning, so I think we're just gonna hold off till first thing in the morning. Don't worry, Rolls Royce. Once we get you going, you're gonna love your new life. I see a lot of trailers in this Rolls Royce's future. Guys, it's the next day, it's the next morning. Good news is, we have now got a gas pedal. Is it connected to anything? No, but it's right here and we have it. So we'll eventually put it inside the car. First things first though, we wanna see if this thing will actually start and run. Go ahead and crank it. Guys, in case you're wondering what's happening here, the Rolls is not having a good day. We thought maybe you just need the gas pedal hooked into it for it to run right, but we've got the gas pedal hooked in and it's still not running like we want it to. So I've got the test light out here. I'm gonna try to do a test and see if we actually got any injector pulls out of the ECU, and then we can figure out exactly if there's something wrong with this harness, if there's something wrong with the ECM, whatever it might be. Hey. The
word part of these instructions, we forgot to look at that. We were looking at all these pictures, right?
Oh, yeah?
These engines are equipped with SKIM, which is a security thing for the keys, and require bypass security. Tuning to bypass
so it
the
thinks
security.
it's getting stolen. Well, actually, the Cummins thinks it's being stolen, and the Rolls think it's being stolen. So they both think they're being stolen, but we just need to convince them that they're not. You're not being stolen.
Might have been stolen at one point, but you're not now.
But if that doesn't work, we'll use this. Okay, that is a no. So, guys, what we were trying there is yesterday, the ECM we had on this thing, I kind of got to mess around with the laptop and I accidentally, totally not my fault, by the way, I bricked the ECM we were using yesterday. So, basically, the issue we're running into right now, why the Rolls-Royce won't start, is because the ECM for the Cummins motor thinks it's being stolen because it doesn't detect its key that it needs. Okay, so we got this new ECM in here. It says detect protocol failed.
So let's make sure that we don't have any blown fuses, because it should.
Yep,
We've got a 30 amp blown right here. There's no likelihood I put this fuse in, it'll just start on this other ECM, right?
Who knows, man? I mean, it might. I don't know. There's nothing in the ECM that's recognizable.
Just blew it again.
You got a hard fault.
Yeah, we got a hard fault, all right. Well, we are gonna diagnose this issue and I'll call you back when I can figure out this issue.
Okay.
All right, thank you, buddy, I appreciate you. You know what's happened? What's happened is the Rolls-Royce has just infected itself with electrical gremlins. Because right now we've got a short somewhere in the harness that we built. We don't know exactly where it's at yet. It could be inside this ECM because this ECM we pulled out of this other truck I think works. But I haven't started that truck in a while, so I don't know. Well, guys, I've got a new ECM from the junkyard up here, but it's got a dent in it from the crash it was in. I don't know if this one's any good, but we're gonna go try to throw it in the Rolls Royce and see if it'll make it run. We'll see. I got good news, Wade. I got us a slightly dented ECM. I give it like a 75% chance it doesn't work.
It's pushed through the backside of it.
It's fine. Let's plug it in. Worst case scenario, it fires up. Well, guys, we currently have Mr. Denty, the ECM, in here now. But the guy from the junkyard said, just take it and see if it works. So we're gonna see if it works. Guys, you wouldn't believe it. Mr. Denty doesn't work either.
This is ECM number 3.
I really thought that one was gonna work.
What we're hoping right now is we've got the 4th ECM going into the Rolls Royce right now. And as soon as it gets in there, we can plug the laptop in it. And ideally, hopefully, once we get that plugged in, it's got a factory tune on it. Because if it's got a factory tune on it, we can pull it off with the laptop and then turn off skim, throw it back in, and the thing should run. Let's throw a fuse in it and see what happens. Oh, we got tickies again.
The lift pump cycled by the ignition that time.
Oh my God. This ECM might actually work.
Oil pressure.
God damn, that's
have to delete the skim on that then.
No, this one's fine. That was badass.
4 ECMs later.
Hey guys, in case you're wondering, the DCS stuff worked. The motor from Next Gen Parts Place worked. Just the ECMs that we had somewhere there in the middle didn't quite work as well as we want them to, but
we're batting like, what, 1 and 4 for 20-year-old Chrysler ECMs, so.
Yeah. But the 4th one that we bought from a guy down the street for $500 works. That's badass. God, yes, I'm so excited. So basically, all we gotta do is throw it up in the air, find first gear, and put a 2x4 in that air strut, and we can drive this. We can drive it out the door. That's all that we need to do. It needs to make it out the door. We've got a Cummins swapped Rolls Royce. Is the air strut still blown out? Yeah. Oh, dude! We're gonna drive the Rolls Royce for the first time. I'm so excited. We've been waiting for this for literally months upon months, but now it is finally time to give the Rolls Royce a drive. She's not perfect by any means. She still needs a lot of work, but this is it. This is the first official moment the Rolls Royce moves under its own power with the Cummins. All right, let's see if she goes. Ready? This is badass. All right, hold on. Let me. The only way I can shut it off is on my phone. Did it look majestic for its last 10 feet?
It really did.
I knew it.
It flew.
I knew it.
Weston. It flew.
Basically was going a million miles an hour. Dude, it looks so f***ing good.
It looks gangster.
It looks gangster. I'd fire it up, but knowing me, it'd take off.
Oh my God, it's outside.
It drove there. It drove from that lift to there, which is basically a million miles. Guys, in case you're wondering what all is done with the Rolls Royce, it runs and it drives, and the power steering works. It has no brakes. The air system is not exactly working right considering one of the air struts is blown out. The wiring's not finished. We don't have an air intake, but none of that matters. It technically runs and drives.
A lot of people would be like, this thing barely runs and drives. Weston's like, this thing runs and drives.
Barely doesn't mean nothing. This thing runs and drives nice. Thank you guys for watching. We're trying to reach 5 million subs in 2025. So if you like the videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you want to win a supercharged AT4X, go to westonlinescake.com, get you some merch. We'll see you guys next week.